started here. Just giving a few shout outs to everybody. Let's head over to YouTube first, streaming simultaneously to YouTube and to Facebook here. Hey on YouTube to Corey, Jamie, Todd, Kevin, William, great to see you all as well. David, Richard, great to see you. Joel, Josh. On Facebook, Zach, Chris, James, Shane, nice to see you. Jim, nice to see you. We'll be getting started here in about 2 minutes. So I'll cut back to the countdown. We'll be back with you guys in about 2 minutes. Hey everyone, Jason Schappert here of M0A.com. So excited to be live with you all tonight here in M0A.com, world headquarters in Ocala, Florida. Welcome into the M0A.com studio. We're streaming simultaneously tonight on YouTube and on Facebook, bringing you a fantastic mock check ride tonight. Tonight, I'm going to be asking you all 10 actual FAA check ride questions from both private and instrument pilot check rides. I'm going to be waiting for a bit. You're going to type in your best answers in the chat. Now, I can see my chat here in front of me, by the way. So let's give some shout outs first over on YouTube. Let me head over to YouTube and pull up that chat real quick. Hey, Christian, Brian, Brad, Mark, great to see you. Scott, Richard, David, Richard M, Tanya, great to see you. Matt, Matthew, Fabian, great to see you. There's lots coming. I saw someone had a Green Bay Packer avatar there. Nice to see you. I just saw that go by real quick. Nick, Ryan, Alex, Isaac, great to see you. Mike and Michael, George over there, Josh, John on YouTube. Let's head over to Facebook now. Give some shout outs over on the M0A Facebook. Gretchen, great to see you. Ron, Frank, Todd, Reese, Olaf, Sebastian, nice to see you all. Sebastian in Fort Lauderdale, great to see you. Hey, my buddy Nick Lamb, congratulations on what you just accomplished, Nick, as well. Tom, Tyler, always great to see you. Neil, Michael, great, fantastic. Thank you. Steve Franks, nice to see you over on Facebook as well. Scott in Indiana, great to see you. So blessed. So truly excited to be with you all this evening. So again, a little bit about how this is going to work is I'm going to present and ask those 10 actual FAA check ride questions. And this is a great chance. Maybe you have a check ride coming up. Maybe your check ride was a while ago, but this is a chance to kind of brush up and not let that principle of disuse sneak up on us. We're going to do these 10 questions. Then at the end, I'm giving away some great M0A.com gear, including a Bose headset. as well. So I'll be watching the chat. When I ask the questions, you're going to type in your best answers, and I'm going to go ahead and say, no, I would say this instead of this. Dan, no, Rob, you should say this instead of this. And we're going to go ahead and work through it all that way. So it'll be fantastic. Now, you'll see some of the great M0A.com team on Facebook, on YouTube moderating. Some of that great M0A.com team is here in the studio over on the Russ cam. We have Russ and Matt making it all happen. Our online ground school members know them from every Monday night. John's working the TriCaster in the back of the studio, making all that magic happen and bringing you this fantastic broadcast and live stream. Feel free to ask questions at any time as we dive into this. I saw a few complimenting, a few thank yous on the Steve-O1 Kenevo live stream on Tuesday. Thank you. What a fantastic pilot Steve-O is. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. We flew the Technam Twin. Our Technam Twin. We also flew my J3 Cub, and he did unreal. It was just awesome. He said those videos will be in the next coming months. So be watching for those over on Steve-O's channel. I'll be sharing those with you all as well. Anyways, tonight we're talking about what to expect on your Checkride. There's a lot of fear here that I'm going to work to eliminate tonight. There's the fear of the unknown, what to expect on that Checkride. Well, that's what we're going to dive in here together this evening. And let's dive into the mock Checkride. Let's start with question number 1 of 10. And these are going to have, and I want to, before we go there, one more rule. I want you to answer this question to the best of your ability. If you see this first question, for example, the first question is an AFCG. Is it a faster or slower cruise speed? Is it more stable or less stable? If you're a private pilot, give me a private pilot answer. But if you're a commercial pilot or CFI, I want a CFI level answer. Let's look at question number 1 one more time here. In aft CG, is it a faster or a slower cruise speed? And is it more stable or is it less stable? In aft CG, faster or slower cruise speed and more stable or less stable here. Looking at Facebook, Brandon, Ryan, Chris, great answers. Chad, great answers. Colton, Peter, that was the Green Bay Packer avatar. Great answers here. And again, we do these. I see a lot of our online ground school members on here as well. We do mock check rides once a month with our online ground school members. You're getting a little taste of what it's like to be an M0A.com online ground school member as well. Great answer, Lyle. Wouldn't expect anything less from you, my friend, over on Facebook. Great to see you here. Chris, good answer. Yes, Jeremy on Facebook, great answers. You all are right. I'm going to work through these relatively quickly. I'm sorry I can't read everybody's answers, but we're all on the right track here. The answer is why, though. An aft CG allows for a faster cruise speed, but is a far less stable aircraft. Let's talk about why for a second here. Here is 2-3 Mike Zulu. All right, the center of gravity is the point at which this aircraft wants to balance around, right? Think of it like a pen. I don't have a pen here. If I had a pen, it would balance, right? Like a fulcrum. It would balance around a certain point eventually, sometimes more forward, sometimes more aft. An airplane is the exact same way. If I have an aft CG, let's say back over here over the baggage compartment, I am said to be inherently less stable. Why am I less stable? Let's use the most extreme example. Let's say if it were a spin condition. If I need to recover from a spin, what are my proper spin recovery procedures? That's a Checkride question in itself, right? Power back, ailerons neutral, rudder opposite, elevator down. My last 2 steps involve my tail section. Now, my center of gravity has everything to do with the effectiveness of this tail. You see, when I have my center of gravity back here, my distance, or my arm, to use a weight and balance word, from the center of gravity back to my tail is very short, making my rudder and my tail section less effective because it's less leverage. Think of it this way. Look at a door in the room that you're in or wherever you're at. The door handle is far away from the hinges, right? It's nice and leveraged. It's like having a forward CG. Having the door handle away from the hinges is a nice forward CG. There's long leverage. Take that same door handle and put it in the middle of the door now. Will it open? Yeah, but it's going to take a lot more force to open that same door now, isn't it? That's like taking an AFCG. We've taken the door handle and we've put it back here in the middle of the door for a shorter distance, a shorter arm back to the tail. It's less leverage. That's why an AFCG is less stable, because it's going to take more rudder control to get the same level of effectiveness. Does that make sense? Think about that door example. Handle away from the hinges, a nice long arm. Middle, an AFCG, much shorter arm, less leverage. Great. Let's continue here. Question 2. Give me 2 reasons why a pilot must file a flight plan. Give me 2 reasons why a pilot must file a flight plan is what I'm looking for here. 2 reasons why. 2 reasons why. Fantastic. Thank you, Tiffany, for the kind words on YouTube. Thank you. Thank you, Daryl. I don't even like that analogy. Thank you. Marius, Levi, yes, some great answers. Jamie said, so CAP knows where to look for you. Absolutely. Absolutely here. All right. Anthony, my buddy Brian Pratt on Facebook, one of our top fans. Yes, thank you. Great. Omar, that's part of it. Absolutely. Let's look at some more here. Interest, yeah, Colt, you're on to something. There you go. Daniel, yes, yes. Absolutely here. Let's reveal our answer here so we can keep moving forward, because I don't want to keep you guys up too terribly late here. Answer number 2. 2 reasons why a pilot must. A lot of you guys gave me good advice, like it's a good insurance policy, so CAP knows where to look for you. Absolutely. But I want to know must. Why would we legally have to, according to the FAR-AIM here? Our answer, international flying, right? Crossing over the ADIZ, the Air Defense Identification Zone, ADIZ. Or what about when weather conditions require it? IFR flying. There's some other things in there. There's the DC freeze. There's a lot of other things you could have given. And you know what? I don't have a problem with the answer of there's a search and rescue side of this that in my playbook and my personal minimums, I feel I must file an IFR flight plan, or I'm sorry, file a VFR flight plan. So that's why we have it there. Let's continue moving forward now with question number 3. You're flying and a circuit breaker pops. How many times can you reset it? And how long should you wait before you reset it? You're flying and a circuit breaker pops. How many times can you reset it? And how long should you wait before you reset it? Mark Chambers on YouTube, beautiful answers. Absolutely, some great answers coming in here. Mason, yeah, that certainly works. Certainly works. That's a little more time than I have listed here. And again, this is from the AIM. Great. Kyle Wood on Facebook. Great. Joey, not quite that long. Gretchen on Facebook. Great answers. Raphael, who's one of our top fans on Facebook here. Great answer. Fantastic. If you're on Facebook, scroll up and look at Raphael's answer. If necessary. I like that a lot. We're going to talk about that here. Question number 3. You're flying and a circuit breaker pops. How many times can you reset it? And how long should you wait before you reset it? Our answer, once and wait 1 minute. But honestly, why would we? This is why I love Raphael's answer. Raphael's answer says once and only if necessary. If we understand well enough how the electrical system works, how circuit breakers work, if we pop a circuit breaker, there is a serious issue here. The last emergency I want to deal with in a cockpit is an in-flight fire. Honestly, I would rather deal with engine failure, all these things, before I would deal with an in-flight fire. So it's once, you can reset it once, after waiting for 1 minute, if it's necessary, because why would you? And that's just sound advice there. And you just have to troubleshoot. Is this something I need? My strobe lights popped. Well, I really don't need those. I'm just going to leave this out, and I'm going to tell somebody about it and let them troubleshoot it later. There's a very sad, unfortunately, NTSB report There was a flight school operation, and they were getting ready to depart, and the Checkride was coming up, so they had to get this flight in. They're trying to make it happen. And on taxi out, I can't remember which circuit breaker, but one of the breakers just kept popping, and they push it back in, and popping, and push it back in. And this happened time and time again. Well, what they found in the unfortunate wreckage is they found tape. They had actually taken the circuit breaker that had popped, were tired of it popping, so they literally taped the circuit breaker down. Can't make this stuff up. On takeoff, they caught on fire and crashed. And what they found in the wreckage was just that, the tape on the circuit breaker, showing that. Again, once you can reset it, wait 1 minute, but honestly, why would we, right? Let's continue on here. Question number 4. You're on takeoff, you're passing through 1,000 feet and approaching a few birds. What should you do? You're on takeoff, passing through 1,000 feet and approaching a few birds. What should you do in this case? What would you all do? Good answers, Dominic. Good, good. Some funny answers, good answers, John M. Great here. Great. A lot of answers coming on YouTube. Yes, great answers, David. Great answers. Continuing on Facebook, Jason, yes. Megan, yes. Someone said blow the horn. It didn't work that way, right? Brian, yes, great answer. Sam, really great answer on Facebook. Jackson over on YouTube, great answers here. Question number 4, you're on takeoff, you're passing through 1,000 feet, you encounter some birds. What should you do? The answer is, if you are able, get above them. All you who said continue to climb are right. Birds have a natural tendency to dive when frightened. Birds have a natural tendency to dive when frightened, so we want to continue that climb to the best of our abilities here. Question number 5. This is a tough one, but don't overthink it. What is the first instrument you look at when recovering from spatial disorientation? And if you are an online ground school member of mine, past or present, we're going to get this question right, because I know I say it multiple times inside the online ground school. What's the first instrument I'm going to look at when we're recovering from spatial disorientation? Maybe you saw the unusual attitude video I did with Russ not too long ago as well. We talked about that in this YouTube video. What's the first one we're going to look at? Bradley on YouTube, yes. Jonathan on YouTube, yes. Ed on YouTube, yes. Let me see. Thank you, Gretchen, over on Facebook. You're absolutely right. Absolutely. Let's see some here. Absolutely. Let's look at some more. I'm not. There we go. RJ over on YouTube, great answer. We are all over the place with some of these answers. That's why I'm glad we are covering this. No doubt. Gabriel on YouTube, yes. All right, let's look at this. What's the first instrument you look at when recovering from spatial disorientation? It's our airspeed indicator. Our airspeed indicator. I know that sounds crazy, but hear me out. Let me explain here. If I am in a climbing attitude, what's my airspeed going to be? It's going to be quite slow, or getting quite slow. I'm going to add power. I'm going to work to lower that nose as necessary. If I can hear the airplane getting faster, I can see the airplane getting faster on my airspeed indicator, I'm in a dive. I can slowly bring power back and shallow that out slowly to avoid too many unnecessary G's and come out of that. It's really only two. What's the worst case scenario? I stall, right? I'm too slow, or I test the structural integrity of my airplane in a dive. Let's solve for one of those two things, and then we'll get the wings level. Then we'll work on everything else, right? Airspeed indicator. Try it next time you do unusual attitudes. Look at the airspeed indicator first. Fix the nose, then fix everything else. Question number 6, back to weight and balance. A heavily loaded airplane will stall at a faster or slower indicated airspeed, not ground speed, not true airspeed, indicated. A heavily loaded airplane will stall at a faster or slower indicated airspeed. Let's look through that here. A heavily loaded airplane will stall at a faster or slower indicated speed. All great answers on YouTube. Dominic, Nick, Lynn, Richard, great answers. Sebastian, great answers. Brian Pratt, great answer. Gretchen, wouldn't expect anything less, great answer. Chris, great. Rodney, some good answers coming in here. Awesome, awesome. Yes, Josh brings up a good point. Said the plane can stall at any speed. You're right. We talk about that, but we're talking about in weight and balance characteristics. You're certainly onto something there. We're also talking about weight and balance characteristics. The tendency of a heavily loaded airplane is to stall. Remember, as weight increases, so does our stall speed. Write that down. Take a screenshot of that, please. As weight increases, stall speed also increases. Remember, lift must oppose weight. I have to fly faster to generate the lift needed to oppose that weight increase. Use a football analogy, right? It takes more force to knock the bigger football player out of the way, to displace that. It's the same as turbulence, VA. All these things have to do with weight. More weight, higher stall speed. Remember it that way. Let's keep moving forward here. We're going to start getting into dancing some IFR-related questions now. So private pilots, do your best at this, and we'll work through it. This is a tough one. What's a graveyard spiral? This is one of our 8 illusions when it comes to spatial disorientation. We have 8 of them. If you've read my book, Pass Your Private or Pass Your Instrument or Pass Your Commercial Pilot Checkride, we talk about the 8 types of spatial disorientation, and graveyard spiral is one of those. What is a graveyard spiral here? Close. I'm just trying to read some here. Peter, you were pretty close. David on YouTube said, not good. You were right, judging by the name. Yep, you're right about that. Scott said, a very bad thing. Victor said, the end of your trip. You're right. You are all right about this. Hey, Eric Torino, great to see you. You are all right about that. It is a tight spiral, I see someone put. Marshall on YouTube, you're on to something there. You're getting close. They're going really fast, and this is a longer response, so I'm missing a few here. No, it's not a spin. It's not a spin. There is a graveyard spin. This is a graveyard spiral, okay? Thank you, Eddie on Facebook. Fantastic answer. Has to do with the tightening of a turn, right? Has to do with the tightening of a turn. Let's talk about it so we can keep moving forward to get to those giveaways as well. While turning, picture this, while turning, you notice you've lost some altitude. You're in IFR conditions, disorientation's kicking in here. Your sensory system makes you feel as though you're in level flight. So what would you do if you see yourself descending? Well, you pitch back, although you're really in a turn. So what does pitching back in a turn do? It just tightens the turn, which shows the VSI dipping even further. So what do? You pitch back even more, which tightens the turn even more. And this process repeats itself over and over. Can you see how vicious this cycle is of this graveyard spiral? I'm in IFR conditions, I'm in a turn, I don't really realize it. And the graveyard spiral doesn't have to start out like this. It can start out standard rate. And all of a sudden, I'm descending a little bit. So I pitch back. But if I pitch back in a turn, what happens? Well, I can start to descend a little bit more. So what do? Is I pitch back more, and it tightens the turn, and it tightens the turn, and it tightens the turn, until you end up, as the name alludes to, in the graveyard, a graveyard spiral. Some of you allude to a graveyard spin. A graveyard spin is where I enter a spin in one direction, initiate a recovery, and on that recovery, I whip back to level flight so abruptly, it makes me believe I've entered into a spin to the right, even though I really haven't. It's all about the fluid in the eustachian tube, right? It makes me believe I entered a spin to the right, although I didn't. So I initiate a spin recovery procedure to the right, which is unnecessary, and I enter the same original spin back to the left again. These wouldn't have names if these things didn't happen. That's why we're covering all this tonight. My goal, my dream is not to just help you pass a check ride. Our entire mission here at m0a.com is to make you a safer, smarter pilot. That's why we want to teach real-world applicability. Yeah, you're going to pass your written test. Yes, you're going to pass your check ride with flying colors. My goal at the end of the day is to make you that safer, smarter pilot. So let's keep moving forward with these questions here. Question 8 should be an easy one for my IFR pilots. Please define MEA. I don't want to know, I mean, if you just want to tell me what the acronym is, that's great, but what does MEA guarantee me? What are the benefits of an MEA? Why is MEA better than some of the others out there as well? What does it stand for? We can start with that, but really let's break down to what does an MEA guarantee me? That's what I really want to know with a more lengthy type of answer here. All right. Kimberly, I just saw your answer on Facebook. I like that. I like that. Let's see. All right. Some good answers. Hey, Adam, nice to see you on YouTube. Brian, great. A lot of IFR pilots, fantastic. Michael Lloyd, great answer. I mean, these as fast as I can here. Hey, Dean on YouTube. Hey, Joel, nice to see you on Facebook. Great to see you. Jeff, great. Let's see. MEA, as it relates to IFR flight, let's define it here together. MEA is our minimum en route altitude. MEA, minimum en route altitude. It represents the lowest altitude between radio fixes that allows for a good signal from the navigational aids. This altitude now serves as a base altitude between which navigational signal coverage is assured, as well as meeting obstacle clearance requirements. MEA in the IFR terms, minimum en route altitude. I'll leave this up for a second, screenshot this so you can write this down later here. If you are taking an IFR check ride, and anyone who's taken an IFR check ride will tell you, this will be on your instrument check ride. It's just that this is the foundational type knowledge that you have to have here. IFR pilots, aspiring IFR pilots, please make sure that gets in your notes somehow. The power of retention when we write things down is exponential. I'll put that up just a little bit longer here for you to write this down. It's that important, I promise. I'll take a picture or a screenshot real quick. All right, I'm moving forward. If you need me to come back to that slide at the end, I can. Let's go. Question number 9 now. 2 more, and we're wrapping this thing up. What do you, the pilot, what do you mean if you use the phrase minimum fuel over the radios talking to ATC? What does that mean? If you use the phrase minimum fuel, what message are you communicating to ATC? Is that like declaring an emergency or not? Those are the things. I'm kind of leading you a little bit, and I apologize for that. But what does that really mean? Is it truly an emergency? Is there going to be paperwork after this? What are you thinking? Minimum fuel. Dan Watt on Facebook, great. Frank on YouTube, you're right. Ryan, you're right. You're right. Rob, yeah, you're right on that. Sebastian on YouTube, great answer. Great, great answers. Minimum fuel. Brian, yes, great answers. Chris, yes. Megan on Facebook, perfect answers. Great. Absolutely. David, you're right. Almost, right? You are absolutely right. What does it mean if you use the phrase minimum fuel over the radios? Our answer. You're indicating that you may, you haven't yet, but you may declare an emergency due to the insufficient fuel if there are any deviations in transit. Now, this is not declaring an emergency. I want to be very clear. You're not declaring an emergency yet. This is simply just informing ATC of your situation and letting them know that I need to continue straight ahead. I can't afford any deviations or any delays. I need to find the nearest airport. Really, it says nearest airport with fuel. If it gets desperate enough, just get me the nearest airport and I'll find some fuel, right? Get me on the ground safely here. That's what it means when I'm saying minimum fuel. I'm alluding them to, there may be an issue here. Was anybody on my live stream of United Flight 173 last month? Minimum fuel would have been a great thing for them to say regarding United Flight 173, but it just didn't happen, unfortunately. One more question, then we're going to get to our Bose giveaway here. One more question for you. Question 10. How do you determine, this is IFR related, how do you determine which aircraft approach category is for your aircraft? IFR pilots, VFR pilots, you can certainly take a stab at it. IFR pilots, how do you determine which aircraft approach category is for your aircraft? Which approach category? Thank you, username. I was R2 caps along those lines on YouTube. Isaac on YouTube, yes. Frank on YouTube, yes. ComCFI was the username on YouTube, yes. Thank you. Great. Cullen, Jeff, Nick Simmer on Facebook, Carol on Facebook, yes. Main Flyer 97 is the username on YouTube. Yes, perfect answer here. Perfect answer. Absolutely. Tyler, you're right, but Tyler, how do I know which category I personally fall in? How do I know which category to choose on that approach plate? What is that based off of? That's what we're truly asking here. That's what we're asking here. Nothing to do with equipment. I know you think, but nothing to do with equipment here. How do we determine which aircraft approach category is for our aircraft? Here is your 10th answer. Each aircraft category is equal to 1.3 times the stall speed of the aircraft in the landing configuration at maximum certified gross landing weight, period. That's a mouthful, but that's what you need to be able to say on a Checkride. My category is based on 1.3 times the stall speed of the aircraft in landing configuration at the maximum certificated gross landing weight. Specifically now, the category A encompasses speeds of less than 91 knots, while category B is 91 to 120 knots. It's based on that speed, a little formulation that we have to calculate there. Fantastic stuff. So let me ask you a question real quick. How'd you do? If you got 10 out of 10, I'd imagine you're probably already an instructor, certainly at least already an instrument pilot. That last question was tough there. But how did you do? 9 out of 10? You should be feeling pretty good about it. 8 out of 10. You should honestly be feeling pretty good about yourself here. But this is what I always say. If you're saying, listen, I didn't do as good as I wanted, you came in late, this recording will be up within minutes after we shut down here. And we still have the giveaway, so please don't go anywhere. If you didn't do that great, listen, this is what we're here for. Right? This is what we're here for, to better serve you. I would rather you get a question wrong here with me on a free YouTube or Facebook live stream than when you just put down $400, $500, $600 for a Checkride. Wouldn't you rather just get it wrong here with me than on the day of the Checkride? That is what we're truly here for. We're truly here to serve you all. So thank you for that. One quick thing, then we'll get to the giveaway. Please put these dates on your calendar. February 9th and 10th. February 9th and 10th, I'm doing an event called Aviation Mastery in Orlando, Florida. It is a 2-day immersive aviation event. I'll be unveiling a new product that no one has seen before there as well, that you're going to truly enjoy. I'm with my good friend Gary Reeves. We're doing entire courses on ForeFlight, Avidyne training, Garmin training. I'm doing in-flight emergencies, all these things. Aviationmastery.org. Aviationmastery.org to purchase your tickets. It is a paid event, but it is 2 days, 2 full days of immersion training, truly. It's in Orlando, Florida. You can airline in or fly GA in or certainly drive in as well. It's a gorgeous Holiday Inn. They just renovated there. We've sold a ton of tickets. I can only fit about 300 people in the room. So please get your tickets now. February 9th and 10th. I hope you'll join us for Aviation Mastery Live, a 2-day immersive aviation education experience. Obviously, wings, credits, and more, but you will walk out of there learning things about ForeFlight, about your Garmin, about your Avidyne, that you truly never knew was even possible. And it's for students of all levels, from student pilots to rusty pilots. We're having an AOPA Rusty Pilot seminar there as well. There'll be a lot of breakout sessions. There's something truly for pilots of all levels. Aviationmastery.org. I hope you'll check that out. But anyways, let's get into the actual giveaway. And if we can better serve you for our Checkride prep, please make sure you subscribe to us on YouTube. You like us on Facebook. We're posting new videos every week. And if you love these free videos, you'll obviously love the paid videos as well inside our online ground school. We are truly blessed that we get to do this for a living. And it's because of amazing fans, customers, and the M0A Nation, as you all are. So thank you so much for that. Let's get into our giveaway. Thank you so much for everything you all do for us. This is my chance, our chance, truly, to give back to you and give back to the aviation community here. Let me show you how this giveaway is going to work. I have, from all of you who entered, and if you've entered previously, you are still entered. Don't you worry just one bit. Let me make this big here so we can all see this. You've been on the giveaways before. You know I have my magical Excel spreadsheet showing how things work here and how I basically export the entire spreadsheet. I know with latency and bandwidth issues, you may not be able to see everything. I'll happily read it to you here. I've exported everybody's stuff. Again, no spam, nothing from us. We'll never sell your names or anything like that, so please don't think that. I've got a random generator here. It basically says, hey, from this cell, from this column, pull any cell, and it shows me an email address, and that is our winner. Let's go ahead and let's give away some stuff. Let me grab my shirts. Let's start with my shirts here. Pardon me 1 second when I step off camera. Let's grab our shirts and start with our shirts. If you don't win and you want to buy any of this stuff, it's in the M0A.com store. Classic M0A.com blue, where it all started, in the blue with the M0A.com logo. Our winner of that is Benjamin G. Richardson at gmail.com. Ben, you need to email Sarah. Sarah at M0A.com. For all my winners, please reach out to us. We will come hunt you down and find you, but please reach out to Sarah. Make our job a little bit easier. Sarah at M0A.com, and send her your shipping information and your t-shirt size so she can get that all sent to you tomorrow. Let's do another one here. We got 3 new ones that we launched just a month ago. I'm biased to this one here. There's Sarah's email, by the way. I'm biased to this one. 2-3 Mike Zulu t-shirt. Super soft. Who here has an M0A.com t-shirt and can vouch for how amazing it is, right? These things are super, super soft, already pre-shrunk, really, really nice shirts here. 2-3 Mike Zulu. This one's one of my, I'm gonna call this one my favorite. I just have a bias. I love Mike Zulu so much. Although flying the Cub lately, I've been falling in love with the Cub too. 2-3 Mike Zulu. Where is my winner? Let's click on our magical Excel spreadsheet here. Oops, pardon me 1 second. I did that last time and clicked on the email too much. And enter Gavin VW at epsilon.eng.com. 2-3 Mike Zulu shirt coming your way, my friend. Please email Sarah, Sarah at M0A.com. That is coming your way. All right, next one, also from the new collection, M0A on the front. And it wouldn't be an M0A.com video if we didn't have a good pilot is always learning on the back here. M0A, left chest, a good pilot is always learning, prop logo on the back there. Let's go ahead and look at it here. Click on my magical formula, run it on through. Dr. Dr. Prosky at yahoo.com. You, my friend, have a good pilot is always learning shirt coming your way. Congratulations on that one. Here's a favorite of mine as well. We have some great Under Armour shirts. So we fly in Florida, so it's hot. So we need Under Armour shirts, right? M0A.com, a good pilot is always learning, printed on an awesome Under Armour Heat Gear t-shirt. Great, great for flying in the summer. These are available for sale as well. Let's see who's got this one. Coming on over. That's going to Ryan Sean M. m0a@gmail.com. My friend, please email Sarah at m0a.com, because you've got an Under Armour m0a.com shirt in your size coming your way. Please email shipping information as well as your size so we can get that out there to you. Let's give away some more stuff, and let's get to that Bose headset that everyone is waiting for. How about 3 months in our online ground school? Our online ground school is subscription-based, but for one subscription, you get access to all the courses: private, instrument, commercial, and FOI course. We have finished about 99% of the retake of the private pilot. We're on this cycle of redoing all our videos. We want to always have fresh, new, up-to-date content for you all, and that's something we're working on. 3 months of our online ground school. You get access to all of those courses in there: written test prep, Checkride prep, but again, always most importantly, making you that safe, real-world pilot here. Let's go ahead, let's go through it. The winner of that is Sebastian Sant7 at hotmail.com. I saw a few Sebastians on YouTube and on Facebook. Hopefully it's one of you guys as well. So absolutely congratulations. Please email Sarah, and she will set that up and make that happen for you. So 3 months of our online ground school for you. Let's get to the Bose headset. One last thing: if you're an aspiring private pilot and you need some help, this book is totally free for anybody. All I ask is that you pay shipping. It's the Private Pilot Blueprint. It's everything I wish someone would have told me before I started my flight training. How to save time and money in the process. This book is yours for free. All I ask is you pay $6.95 for me to put it in an envelope, ship it out. I mean, that we lose money literally when we ship these, but we win in the end because we're gaining pilots in aviation. So this is a totally free book. All I ask is that you just pay the shipping cost. That's a little bit more shipping for international, but $6.95 domestically here in the United States. PrivatePilotBlueprint.com is. Thank you, John, for putting that up on the screen. That way everybody kind of feels like they leave with something as well. Let's go ahead. Let's give away the Bose headset. And then I'll remind you, I'll be doing another live stream next month. I'm going to finalize those dates for you and topics and everything else. And I'll put a Facebook event out, an email out. I'll be mentioning it. So please make sure you like us on Facebook. Please make sure you're already subscribed on YouTube so you get all these alerts so you don't ever miss another live stream or a great video. We're producing videos weekly and have been doing so for years. Let's give away the Bose headset to our one lucky winner. And then if you want to stick around, I'll answer any questions about aviation. I'll do my best. If you want to head out, that's fine. But if you have questions, stick around after this, and I'll answer any questions you all have here. Our Bose headset winner, let's give it away. Here we go. Our Bose headset winner is Express Music, MSR613 at gmail.com. My friend, you just won yourself a brand new Bose A20 headset. It's the headset I fly with. It's a headset the entire team here flies with as well. Congratulations, my friend, all my winners. Please email Sarah at m0a.com, your shipping information, your sizes if you need it, so she can send that out as well. But listen, thank you so much. Let's open it up now for questions. Any questions you all have, I am more than happy to take those questions at this time. Anything flight training related, I am more than happy to answer any of those questions. We'll just take a few minutes to answer some questions, and then we'll kind of go through it from there here. Anything flying related here. Let me scroll back down here. Thank you for everyone for sticking around. Let's see. Jim, yes, we do have a full FOI course inside the online ground school, so we'd love to have you back in there to check that out. And great to see you, Jim. Hope to see you at Sun and Fun as well. Someone asked, what's the best Bose headset? I fly with the A20s. The A20s are meant for general aviation. The new headset's meant more for turbine operations here. On Facebook, do you have a video tutorial on how to use the E6B? Absolutely, we do. You can find that just by searching E6B. We take our giant, do we have a camera angle to show on the giant E6B? No? Yes? That's not a big deal, it's fine. Camera angle showing, don't worry about it. I'll bring the giant E6B over. Is that crazy? This is my favorite tool. Let's bring this over. This needs to be like at every shot. we do have the Giant E6B, and I have a lot of great video tutorials showing it. The reason it's out is I was doing a lot in the online ground school. You can see all my little X's and everything else. I'm a big fan of learning things the old-fashioned way. You know what I mean? So I'm still teaching the manual E6B. I know how you're really going to use stuff. You're going to use the iPad and everything else. I totally get that. But you know what? For your knowledge tests, for everything else, you're going to want to know how to use the manual E6B. So we're still teaching manual flight plan and everything else and kind of helping you through that process. So we're just working on some of those videos here. All right, let's see here. So that's where they can buy a Giant E6B. I'm not sure, but I do know I want to make like a spoof video one day, try to get it in the 172 and do like a cross-country deviation. I think that'd be a good video. Someone asked about lifetime memberships in the online ground school. Again, email Sarah about that, sarah@m0a.com. She can tell you more about that as well. ComCFI, great answering your questions, by the way. You were spot on with a lot of those questions. I don't have an airline interview prep course, unfortunately. It's not something I see in kind of our future. We're going to stick more with the flight training aspect of it here. Bradley, our studio is located in Ocala, Florida. The planes are based between OCF and X-Ray 60. Anyone passing through the Ocala area is always welcome to come and do a studio tour and see m0a.com world headquarters. Again, that's a Sarah question. Email Sarah, and she will work on that for you. Let's see. Looking in some more. Josh asks, what made me fall in love with flying? The story is, I don't remember this. My grandmother used to take me out to the airport when I was very young to watch airplanes just take off and land. It's been, my first time in an airplane, I was 12 years old, and it's just kind of been going ever since. Very, very blessed. A bunch of thank yous. Thank you so much. Jonathan said, most common mistake on a private pilot check ride. Most common mistake is digging yourself into what I call a check ride pitfall. This goes for any check ride. A check ride pitfall is the following. The examiner asks, Jason, what are the aviation oxygen requirements? And you go, okay, well, if I'm at 12,500 for more than this, and you go to 14,000 required, and you go through the entire oxygen, 15,000 get offered to the passengers, you give this beautiful answer, and at the end you go, because we could get hypoxic, right? And then he goes, that's so interesting. Tell me about the 4 types of hypoxia now. And you go, there's 4 types of hypoxia? Do you see how you led yourself into that? If the examiner, if he or she asks you, what are the aviation oxygen requirements? 12,500, 14,000, 15,000, give them that and stop. Don't say because I could get hypoxic. Just stop. If they want to go into hypoxia, they'll go into hypoxia, but don't lead them into it. Don't be like the person who just reads the headlines of the newspaper but doesn't know the real story behind it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Don't volunteer more information than you need to. A check ride. Anyone who's taken a check ride will tell you this. It's going to feel like a really awkward conversation because you're going to say something and you're going to zip it. And they might just sit there and fiddle with their book or look on their iPad or whatever it is while they're getting ready for the next question. And a lot of that is intentional. We as humans don't like to have an awkward silence, so some of us want to fill it with more words. And we dig ourselves into a check ride pitfall. Just answer the question and zip it. All right, let's look at some more. Hey, James Fellows, great to see you. James asks, is it worth it to join a club or should I continue to rent from my flight school? It all depends on the economics of it. I am a big, big fan of flying clubs, though. If the economics work out for you, absolutely. The reason I like a club is it gives you a chance, if it's a smaller club or even a bigger club, to be in the same airplane every single time and build that consistency with it here. All right, let's look some more here. Mark, it's a fantastic idea. Thank you. Dennis from Brazil, thank you. Thank you. Mark, I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Ty brings up a great question. Will the check ride be easier or harder if I use my iPad and ForeFlight? What do I kind of expect from the DPE if I use it? Here's how it works. Please, please, please plan out a manual by hand, fictitious cross country, and then also plan it in ForeFlight. Go in and try to use ForeFlight. They may ask you to use the manual one. It just depends here. Now understand this, please. You have to demonstrate an ability to use all resources, all things in the cockpit. If your airplane has an autopilot and you don't know how to use it, you better learn how to use it. If you bring ForeFlight along and the only thing you can do on it is direct enter, direct to, you got to learn a whole lot more of that because they're going to ask you questions about that. That's why we're doing this Aviation Mastery 2-day immersion course on ForeFlight Mastery and these other big topics, in-flight emergencies and integrating technology into the cockpit because of situations like this. If you bring it along with you, you better know how to use it and use it well. Typing in an identifier and hitting direct to is not how you use ForeFlight, right? You've unlocked 1% of what that can really do. And we're just as guilty of that with these beautiful stacks in our airplane, with our autopilot systems. With all these systems, it's beautiful technology, but you have to invest the time to truly understand it. So please, please understand that. Let me see here. Mark, that may be in the works with something along those lines here. All right, let's see some other ones here. Let me see. Kyle, same thing, says, with the G1000 NXI package, how in-depth do I need to know the system? If it's a private pilot Checkride, you need to know it on a private pilot level. Direct enter is not knowing it enough. Now, private pilot level, you don't get too terribly deep with it, but honestly, if you're taking an IFR Checkride with that G1000, you better know how to enter a flight plan. You better know that when ATC says, 23 Mike Zulu, I have an amendment to your routing, advise ready to copy, you're not just ready to copy, you're ready to program it and know how to program it and delete waypoints and add waypoints and make those adjustments and set up unpublished holds. You need to know, IFR flying's been the hardest for that, knowing and mastering that system. That's why I gave James Fellows the previous advice of, I love a club because you can stay in the same airplane every single time. Sometimes flight schools just assign you to different airplanes and everything's just a little bit different. It's nice being in the same airplane and mastering that particular avionics suite with that. Let me see, someone asked about the commercial audiobook. No, not yet. I actually did just finish the IFR audiobook, though, the new IFR audiobook today, thanks to Russ. So thank you, Russ, for that. Russ was giving me a hard time about it. He was tired of wondering where it was. And someone in Facebook just posted that. Is that what you're laughing about, Russ? So posted that. Yes, it is done. It officially finished today. So next week we'll work on sending that to Audible. So yes. I won't repost these slides, James, but this recording will be up on Facebook and on YouTube within seconds of being done with this here. Bob Cam, great to see you. Bob, I sent you a message too. At least I hope I sent it to you. So shoot me a message back, please, if you get a chance here. Let's see here. How applicable is our ground school to Canadian pilots? We have a big international membership as well in there, George. You just have to be mindful. Airplane still flies the same, weather still the same. There's one airspace difference and there's some regulatory differences. You should be mindful of that. But aerodynamics don't change based on where you're at, so we have a lot of international people as well. Yes, I'll be at Oshkosh, I'll be at Sun and Fun, and I'll be at all the AOPA fly-ins next year. I don't even know where those are at yet, but I'm committing to being there with Mike Zulu, right? Are we bringing Mike Zulu to all of them? Mike Zulu will be at Sun and Fun, at Oshkosh, and at all the AOPA fly-ins. The guys are really hoping there's one like in Washington State, so they really get to log some hours way out there. That's what they're hoping for. All right. Absolutely, Willard says, okay to ask the DPA to reference the FAR aim. 100% that's okay. It shows you know how to utilize all available resources. There's nothing wrong with asking to double check something with that. Junior said, what's the hardest topic that I had trouble with to overcome? First things first, not a topic. I struggled with nausea very early on in my training. My first flight lessons were 15, 20 minutes because I felt like I was going to throw up. Granted, it was a Cherokee 140 in May in Florida, so it was quite hot anyways. But I struggled with nausea very early on in my flight training. A 15-minute lesson became a 20-minute lesson, became a 25-minute lesson, and we slowly worked our way up from there. That's something I really, really struggled with early on. Someone asked Garmin or Avidyne. You've seen 23 Mike Zulu, you've seen the panel. I am all in on Avidyne. And when you put them side by side, when you see the difference, I actually just completed my Avidyne mastery training as well, so I could as well become a master. Gary, who did my training, is going to be at Aviation Mastery as well. It's hands down a superior product. you truly can tell actually their motto is pilots who know the difference, and there couldn't be a better motto. You can truly tell the difference in that IFR environment here. All right. Let's continue. Let's just take a few more, guys, then I'm going to let you all get back to enjoying your evenings here. Paper charts versus electronic, both is the appropriate answer. I mean, I'm neurotic. I will actually have my iPad. I'll take screenshots on my phone of the approach plates as well as a backup, as well as having paper backups and just backups on backups on back. Look at 23 Mike Zulu. At any given time, I can pull up like 6 attitude indicators on that airplane. I like backups. I like redundancy. Someone said high wing or low wing. Look at our fleet. I got a Piper Cub, a 172, a 150, and a Tecnam Twin. I got a high wing bias. It's just how it is. I grew up flying high. I mean, I started on Cherokee 140. It's all personal preference. I'm sure I will own a low-wing airplane in the near future. If I had my way, it'd be a Citation jet right now. We got to send Russ to Citation School to work on it. So let's see. Josh, absolutely shout out to KWDR. All right, FMY, Keith, great to see you here. Big Bo's headset advocate, Josh asked on Facebook. All right. Let's see here. Last questions. I'm going to breeze through a few of these. Zach said personal minimums for amount of sleep. That has to be on an individual basis. Some people need more. Some people need less. That has to be that here. Someone asked if I did talk about nausea. Did I do nausea medication or patches? No, I didn't do anything. I just slowly built up that tolerance. Literally, 15-minute lesson, a lap around the pattern is what it was. Just a build up to it here. Besides Mike Zulu, what's my favorite airplane I've flown right now? I'm really in love with that Cub. It is a lot of fun. You'll see the video with Steve-O. We're going to be doing some more great videos soon as well. I don't have the Fireman playing English as an audiobook. I apologize. That's not on the docket of things to do, so I apologize for that. That's a short book, though. It's a very easy read. How many hours for a student normally to complete private pilot? Gosh, it depends on so much geography where you're at, how much time you're able to put into it. National average is around 68 hours. It's probably going to pass over 70 hours here soon. Let me see some more. Ronaldo, hey, from Utah, great to see you as well. Brian said, how did Steve-O do hand prop in the J3? I'm going to let you ask Steve-O. Josh Hooper, thank you, my friend. Pravesh, thank you. Appreciate you. And the commercial Checkride book is literally done. It's just a matter of hitting print on it, and that will be out. Last question I'm going to take is from Jay. It's any tips on the CFI initial Checkride? Please remember the CFI Checkride is the most difficult Checkride you will take. I don't want to share scary stats with you because I'm here to eliminate fear, but it has an 80% first-time failure rate. It is that hard of a Checkride. DPEs are instructed that if they do the oral exam in less than 4 or 5 hours, they're going to make you redo it because there's no way you can cover it all. It's 2 check rides. It's a private check ride and it's an instrument check ride at a CFI level. So the oral exam alone is a day. It's 4 to 5 hours. Bring lots of snacks, lots of water, plan on taking lots of breaks and asking for breaks. The flight's usually the next day. Please, my best tip I have for you and any aspiring CFI, make your own lesson plans. There are things you can buy online that, we'll sell you our lesson plans. That's great, but every DPE knows that. You're not learning anything by buying someone else's lesson plans or letting a friend give you their lesson plans. Make your own lesson. It's going to take you a month. It's a lot of work, but make your own lesson plans. Listen, thank you so much for all that you do for this great M0A Nation, this great M0A.com team. Thank you for being such a blessing to myself and this great team here at M0A.com. We are truly here to serve you. We are truly here to make you a safer, smarter pilot. That is our goal each and every day. So if there's anything at all we can do today, this week, this month, this year, next year, to make you a safer, smarter pilot, please, please, please don't hesitate to reach out. We have live support on and support until about 11 o'clock Eastern time tonight. Hunter is the gentleman who will be helping you tonight, so feel free to reach out to Hunter with any questions you may have. We're truly here to serve you to make aviation a safer place. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and most importantly, remember that a good pilot is always learning. Have a great night, guys. We'll see ya.